Hello, hello. We're gonna be started just in a bit. Just getting a few things set up. The normal stream starting routine. All right. Hey, everyone. Let's do it. This one's gonna be. I don't have a whole lot of time to stream today, but I wanted to stream at least for a little bit and get this one accomplished. It's funny. Here, let me mute this. My goal is to get this done rather quickly. And from there, I have plans this evening. So I'm gonna have to get this one done pretty quickly and then move on. But this is the third one this week, which is insane to me. I got most of these orders all in the same span of time. And get started. So we have an Xbox Series S. Xbox Series S here. Yeah, with the damaged HDMI port. And this thing is pretty cooked, if I do say so myself. I'll go ahead and show you all. So here's the Xbox Series S that we have here. This is the HDMI port. It's pretty bad. I'll show you guys on the microscope camera. But I'm just gonna bring it up to the GoPro overhead, see if it comes up. It might not. So here, let's switch over to microscope camera so you guys can really see the damage on this thing. As to why are we working on this? I'll show you. So it's the storage port, and just to the left of that is the HDMI port. And boy, oh boy, look at that. You can see, especially on that right side, it is damaged pretty good. Yeah, you're not going to get any output with the port being that way. So okay, let's switch over to the overhead view and let's get to work. But as always, as is good practice, we're going to double check the issue on our test stand. Currently our test stand is behind us on this workbench in the background. So let's go ahead and get this tested out. Supply power. And HDMI cable. Yeah, I don't think I really need to plug that in, but I kind of just want to verify that the console turns on. That's what I'm really trying to determine, is if the console turns on and stays on, then that's a good sign. Then we know it's simply just an HDMI port replacement. Yeah, soon I'll be locking in a streaming schedule, so that'll be fun. I've been looking at my calendar for the next few months, and I think I can lock in a streaming schedule. I'm thinking 5 times a week, one day off in the midweek, and then rest of the days on. So this console is turning on, it's remaining on, which is a good sign. However, obviously we're not going to get a picture with the port looking the way it did. It's almost like it's barely even detected. Okay. Now the TV recognizes there's a signal, but you're not going to get any visual output because some of the data lines are damaged. Just like that. This man said finally. What do you mean finally? Wow, I don't remember the last time I've seen that room this clean. Yeah, I had to get it staged for a recent collab with a YouTuber. We were doing a game room tour, so I spiffied it up. Well, welcome, Rich. This is gonna be a quick one, cause like I mentioned earlier, I got somewhere I gotta be after this one. Oh, finally it was towards the schedule. Yeah, just looking at the analytics of things, it's always good to have a schedule, so that way there's consistency and people can know when to expect you. Especially since I'm really trying to, if I'm gonna do something, I want to do it. I don't like to be lukewarm with what I do, as much as I can help it. Alright, so right now we're just removing the screw covers. They're like little stickers that Microsoft puts. Honestly, I want to ask you that, Rich. What kind of schedule do you think is best? Like, prioritize weekends? I'm thinking Sunday off for sure, because basically be like Chick-fil-A and then stream every other day, maybe 6 times a week. And I know it depends, but I'm curious what you think. Five gifted subs? Dang. Dang, Rich. Holy smokes. Okay, okay. W's in the chat for Rich2D. I appreciate that. Gifting out subs out here? What the heck? What the heck? Now, I gotta come up with a better alert tone. This alert tone is like pretty bland. Yo, Alpha in the house. Welcome back. Yeah, it's like conflicting. They're like stacking over each other. I gotta figure that out. That's one more thing to figure out. How you doing, Dad? How's the day been going for you? Yo, Rich starting off the hype train. That's crazy. I did not expect that. Thanks, Rich. But yeah, weekends for sure. Good man. Alright, got the bottom cover off. We're going to continue with the disassembly. So, Dad, you're probably going to recognize this one. You're going to recognize this console. It's another one. Get some green screws. Not good name. Oh, yeah. I think he's grown to really like that name and fall into it. Oh, also, if you guys can give me a little feedback, I increased the bit rate of my stream. Currently, there's no drop frames, but just let me know overall how the quality's looking. The stream's been going for a few minutes now, so I wanted to get your guys' feedback on that. I looked into like bit rates and what's optimal for my upload speed versus the hardware I have and things like that, and I saw that this was a good one. Looks good to me. Yeah, it should look even better than it was. So apparently I had my bit rate too low. And according to what I understand, your bit rate, that actual setting, is almost like a faucet. Like for getting water out. And basically if you have it too low, you're just drip feeding your stream. So it's not matching up. So that causes incongruity. And I noticed that like I was getting quality dips before. So it should be a lot clearer now. And I wasn't using... I was using the software encoder and not the encoder built into my graphics card, which is a huge L because the graphics card I have can definitely handle the encoding. Going great. I got folks over. Oh, okay. That's cool, Dad. Y'all having a little party? Are you guys gonna be utilizing the pool? Last time you were in here, you were talking about the temperature of your pool, how it's at a crisp. What is it? 86 is where you like it. It was at 82. Rich is like, folks, you say. Rich is thinking, why didn't I get an invite? Oh man, I can't wait to get a monitor right here on the wall. That way I can just see chat, boom, right there, and then also put a webcam on it, so there'll be another camera angle. Well, no, I'm always invited. Yeah, that's true. Me too. But you're invited. Yeah. You're like a celebrity, so yeah, for sure. This man got groupies, man. This man R2D26 got groupies. He's got fans, and not the freaky kind, actual ones. Ugh. Please don't start. Alright, I won't. I'll stop. What can I say, man? This guy's charisma stat is maxed out, bro. It's like his OD. This is a very clean console. The owner of this console took very good care of it. Get my brush. Let's get the light dust. Do a light dusting. Also, I was looking into like a tabletop fume extractor, like one of the fan styles, which isn't my favorite. I like the duct style ones, but for my setup, I think it's gonna be optimal for as long as it can be, because I just don't have the real estate, like, or a way to kind of plumb it behind the way my desk is. So I think I'm gonna have to go with a tabletop fan setup, and I'm thinking of having it right in this kind of general vicinity, as long as it doesn't interfere with the microscope. Oh yeah, Rich, have you been looking into any new cars lately? And I just open to see your reward. Oh, that's cool. Because of Rich starting that hype train, I wonder. You should stop by when done. Spill the tea emote. Nice. So thanks, Rich. Because of you, we got a new emote. It's called the spill the tea emote. That's so fitting for Rich. That's so fitting that his actions led to that emote. That is like supremely fitting. I haven't been looking though. The spill the tea emote. Shout out to Rich. He unlocked it for us. That's hilarious. I couldn't ask for a better emote for this guy. Since I don't go outside, no need for a new car. Yeah, to be honest, these days I'll be staying in. Hence why I'm like hunkering down with the stream and just kind of grinding the stream. I tend to enjoy just doing something like this now versus going out. If I go out, it's got to be a pretty valid reason. So I feel you on that. Man, I wish a kitty for hire was in the chat. Would ask her something about what's going on the West Coast. I think I drive my car once a week now, maybe at this point. Oh yeah. I'm surprised, like, your job hasn't really been pushing for people to go back in office. Mine has, I'll tell you that. Shoot. They have. They ain't playing. They will axe you. They are not playing no games when it comes to returning your thy butt in chair in office. Yeah, for corporate, but I'm way over here, so no. Okay. Shoot, man, dang. If I knew that, I would stop by Dad's spot, get some food, and then DJ dip, you know what I'm saying, like a chip. I'm playing. That'd be messed up. I wouldn't do that. I would hang for a while. But I have plans. I have plans with a fellow follower of the channel. They asked me to stop by. And these screws are tight. Also, the work I'm doing doesn't warrant me to be in the office. Yeah, I can see that. Oh yeah, the connection improvement is so much higher. So yeah, going back into the topic of like bitrate, come to find out, Twitch caps your bitrate at like 6,000 bytes per second or kilobytes per second. So I had, for whatever reason, and I don't think this was always the case, but for whatever reason, I think when I went on advanced settings, the toggle to see the advanced view or simple view, almost like when you're looking at BIOS files or your BIOS of your PC, it changed the settings for whatever reason, and I think that's what lowered the bitrate, and that's why the quality kept messing up. So the only reason, what prompted me to look into it was now that I'm streaming on YouTube as well, I saw something say like, oh, you don't have good bitrate. I'm like, what? Why? So I'm glad I saw that alert, because then it prompted me to take care of it. Why is the fan attached? The fan should not be attached. There we go. Oh, the little gasket seal was just a little tacky. This is a very clean console. I'm like impressed. Holy moly. This is usually not what they look like in here, I'll tell you that much. Also, yeah. Yeah, you know what? If I were to get another car, it'd probably be like a hybrid. Honestly, I'd probably get like a Prius hybrid. Kind of leave the V8 life behind me. Alright, so now let's extract the power supply unit. Oh, nice. That came off pretty clean. Man, this is so clean. I'm like, I'm I'm shocked. I don't think these people, they don't smoke. They got air purifiers in every room. Jeez. There's like barely any dust. Dang, Rich, you're just very, very generous today. Cheer 1000 for the new tier. Appreciate that, Rich. Man. Oh, it's because it's popping up. Oh. Trying to get the needle. You see, this is the importance of having incentives for people. I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna start, or I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that all nice. Like, so you get special emotes and things like that. It just makes it more fun. Well, whatever your reasons, thank you, Rich. I appreciate it. Last thing we need to do is remove the. Excuse me. We're gonna remove the heatsink. And like I mentioned at the outset, this is gonna be relatively short of a stream. I usually like to stream for 2 to 4 hours, but this one's probably gonna be within the 1 hour, maybe an hour 15. This morning I went to Best Buy to look for some equipment to potentially improve the stream. They had some solid deals. I'm thinking of getting another monitor so I can do a stacked monitor setup, and then obviously another monitor here on this wall above the soldering workbench, just to overall improve the efficiency of it. I need to find you 5 more followers. Need to reach those goals. Thank you, Rich. Hey, the more we hit those goals, the more we can just improve, get the stream nice, do more collabs, get more things popping. I'm trying to put Palm Bay and electronics on the map in my own way. Alright, let's remove this heatsink. Oh man, that thermal compound is in good shape. It's still pretty tacky. It doesn't want to let go almost. Man, let go. Before they're usually all dried up and they just release. It's not quite doing that. So just removing it from this shell, make it a little bit easier to work with. Okay, nice. Alright, so we got the board out. Now we can remove the X clamp. get the heatsink. Oh, so on this model they added even more thermal. Oh, they added it for the NVMe. Yeah, these things get pretty hot, so I'm glad Microsoft did that. This must be like a later revision of the Series S. It's very good that they did that. Alright, let's get this X clamp off. See, that's a tool I want to buy. I recently found out they make a tool to help remove these X clamp brackets. Something I want to look into acquiring for the workbench. Instead of doing this method, like it works for removal. The thing where it's kind of rough is when you need to reinstall. Ooh, very careful, don't want to knock any capacitors off. Alright, it's two sides. Here we go. X clamp is off. And the heat sink should come right off. Yep. Nice. The thermal compound looks pretty good actually. But you already know we're gonna swap that out. Dang, Richie out here, bro. Here, I'm just gonna clean it off preemptively. Let's do it now. Nice. That looks good. Do the same thing on the heatsink just to get it ready. This old thermal paste to clear off. Be very careful, I don't want it to fall somewhere where I don't want it. Stuff's pretty dry. Use my brush here to get the rest of it, the crumbs off, the solder paste crumbs. Oh yeah, Rich, I wanted to ask you too. So not only do I want to stream myself doing repairs, I want to start streaming myself playing video games. And I'm trying to figure out what a good day for that would be. Maybe like keep it like a work week where Monday through Friday is me repairing consoles, and then Saturday, maybe Sunday, is me playing video games. What do you think about that schedule? Yes, sir. That way I can like play certain games, talk with people, get more exposure, be in different categories, you know? Because although the science and technology route is fun, a lot of people aren't really coming to Twitch for this, you know? Sounds good to me? Yeah. Shoot, if it sounds good to you, then it's good. Usually, Rich likes to play devil's advocate, or he's just good to bounce ideas off of. You only need that game time when the Switch comes out. Facts. You already know I'm gonna be streaming myself playing like Donkey Kong, Bonanza, Mario Kart. You know, I gotta show myself waxing my family. I gotta show people I'm nice. I gotta show you that you can't get first place. I'm playing. Alright, just removing these dampeners. Trash. Alright, let's get this prepped. Turn on the soldering iron. Get some heat flowing through there. Gonna add some leaded solder to the HDMI port and then remove it. With all these new abilities, maybe it won't be as easy for you anymore. I mean, yeah, you're right. Like they had like the ice flower I saw from the direct. There was like a coin mushroom. I know that's cap, but I have to hope. Okay, all right. I didn't want to say it, but you understand. I don't know what it is about certain video games, boy, but my brain just locks in. Just I don't know. I don't know what to call it. Maybe it's like Asperger's or something. Who knows? That's like the running joke in my family. It's like, don't make Jeff activate the Asperger's. No offense to people with Asperger's. Double trash. Hey, man. Oh, so if you say it's fine, but when I say it's a problem, huh? That's what we doing? That's what we doing? Alright, let's add some flux to these anchor points. Get this prepped. Exactly. Wow, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Bump them. Alright, let's switch camera views. Let's get this thing popping. It's already... I can't let you have a big head. It's already picking up. Hey, man, but I earn it. It's not like unwarranted, you know what I mean? I'll be backing it up. It's like kind of rough to see through here for whatever reason. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna get my focal lengths, my focal points adjusted. It's like it's weird. Alright. So here we have the HDMI port where I added some solder. Let's get a little more focus on there. It's already big enough. Pause. It's funny. Smash that pause. Yeah, see, this is where that fume extractor is gonna come in clutch. I'm gonna scoop that thing up. So all I'm gonna do here, we're just gonna add solder to these anchor points so it makes it easier to remove with hot air. Alright, that's one. Because the thing about solder is most of these companies in manufacturing, they use lead-free solder. But lead-free is a lot more temperamental and it has a higher melting point. So a good strategy is to mix leaded solder. To lower the overall melting point of the metal alloy, and then that way it just makes it a bit easier to deal with. Yes. Alright. Let's flip this thing over. Could flood those back pins, but I don't know if it's really necessary. I will. Why not? And then I can clean it off after. Get more flux on the board.
nice bridge of solder. Alright, let's get this tip tinned. Alright. Another thing I just put on order is some omnivices. So that way, certain things when I do them, I can do it more in frame. So I'm gonna adjust this camera so you guys can see how I hang the board off the edge of my workbench so I can remove an HDMI port. So the HDMI port is here. So I'm gonna rotate it like this. I like to get the other one prepped. And you know what? I'll do the removal without the microscope. I'm gonna go ahead and add a good amount of flux at the anchor points, then also at the solder bridge I made for the individual pins. It's my first time doing that, actually. I just want to try it. Alright, solder station's getting up to temp. This little thing gets toasty. Alright, got my needle nose pliers to hold the port. That's what we're gonna do. To supply heat, try to be as even as possible. The smoke you're seeing is going to be the flux burning off and activating. Well, first it activates, then it burns off, depending on temp. Alright. Just like that. Old one's off. Nice and hot. This is why I use silicone mats. Those things get real toasty. Also, this thing gets so toasty that that's the reason why in this particular room I have unplugged my smoke detector. It was causing it to go off, which was very annoying when at the time I was working very late in the evenings. You know, people were trying to sleep and I got my smoke detector going off. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the board. Let's get better clarity on that. Look at that. Nice big old solder bead from the bridge I made in order to help myself remove it. So right now I'm just going to remove the excess solder. It's on the board. 307 piece. So I'm using solder braid. Get nice and hot, and then it'll absorb that solder into the braid, just like that. Nice. So that looks good. Now that we got the solder bridge removed, I'm going to add solder to the pins because I removed it. But just the right amount now. Just drag it across. Nice. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to clean it off and then apply a smaller amount of flux so that way there's not too much excess to clean off after when the connector's there, because it's going to be very hard to access. Seems counterintuitive, but trust me, there's a method. Okay, that's good. Alright, let's do it. Old port is cooled off, so I'm going to put it in my e-waste. And then now,
Go to the overhead cam view.
get this on the image. And this time, I'm going to keep it in overhead cam view as I do this, because I need to be able to see during the placement process. Port looks good. It's never a bad idea to inspect the port beforehand, just to make sure there's no like bent pins that will short on you. I'm just gonna add a little bit more flux, prevent it from melting off. So nice to have a wood desk. I don't have to worry about like it burning. Sure, it might discolor, but yeah, it's like solid butcher block. It's nice. Not have to worry about a finish either. Alright, solder is getting melty. I'll it's just time for placement. Add some more flicks. Try not to lose so much heat. Is it's dropped into place, and we're gonna make sure it's making good seated connection. All right, nice. I just gotta wait for it to cool off and harden. And we're going to inspect. Just like that. Like that. What does that say? Nice. Alright. Let's go back over here to the overhead view. And adjust this a little bit back to where it was. About there. Oh, no. Use two hands to adjust this thing. There we go. There we are. Let's inspect this thing. So that's our HDMI port placed on the board. Get our X-Acto blade to test if the connections are solid or not. There we go. Oh, I got spun. Alright, let's just test the 19 pins. See if they're solid. Pin 1 is good. 2 is good. 3, 4, 5. 5 is good. 6, 7, 8 is good. 9 is good. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. They're all super solid. Nice, so we don't have to do any touch-up. That's great. Nice, we did it one shot, man. I think that's the first time I've done it one shot on stream. That's awesome. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and just double check even further. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's good. That's a W. Quick W before I gotta hit the road. Alright, let's get just clean off some flux here. Nice. All right, time for reassembly and test. Let's get that thermal compound on there. Hold on, sorry. Let's go over to the overhead view. It's off. I don't need this. Stick on. Got some MX4. This stuff always gets so tight. I don't understand. Am I doing that with my fingers? I think the solder paste is making a connection too. I think that's what's going on. Alright, so we're gonna do a nice bead. Thermal compound. It's plenty. Place this down. Nice. Nice smammage. I'm gonna smammage it in there. Put our X clamp back. Alright, X clamps back in. I think we can just get away with the power supply and just test it just like this. Put the what is that? I just feel. What in the world is it? Okay, that's weird. Oh, was it solder that fell? Oh yeah, because I had the. Okay, I see what that was. Well, good thing I have a glass floor mat, tempered glass, so it didn't like burn through my carpet or anything. Oh yeah, let me put those cushion. I'll do them after. Boom. Alright folks, we're gonna walk on over to the side table, our test stand, and see what's going on with this thing. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we get. Where's all my ESD bags?
Oh, I cleaned it out and I didn't put the ESD bags back. Okay, that's fine. Before we go test, and I'm going to reassemble it a little bit further, I just don't want any buildup of static or shorts happening. That's why I like to use that, but get this going like this. Okay, let's get these cushions back on. Cushion goes there. This one. Man, that looks good. Oh, I'm gonna clean the underside of the board. Nice. Alright, that's that. Let's get that back in the bottom housing. There we go. Alright, it's in there. Let's get the locking clamp back in. Almost want to just fully reassemble it. I'm that confident, but I'm not that stupid. Alright, let's switch it over. And let's test. Just gonna verify functionality of the repair, the HDMI port. Oh, yeah, it would help to have the power switch, right? That would be helpful. Disconnect power here. Connect this power switch. Holy moly. Alright. Let's see. What will the result be? Oh, that's a good sign. Boom. Boom. Working. Just like that. Bam. Let me get a pic for the invoice and for the customer. let's turn it off. Let's send that to the customer real quick. Wrapping up the repair now. Alright, let's get this thing fully assembled and put into our ruggedized case for drop-off. I won't be able to do the drop-off today because I have somewhere I gotta be, but we will definitely take care of business. Switch on over to the overhead cam. Get my gloves back on. GG. Hey! It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. Thanks. Every time I say A now, I think of that song. And it's all your fault. Because you put me on to Glorilla. Every time. I can't say A in peace now. Without it having more meaning. Alright, so yeah, let's get this thing. Yeah, let's get this thing going. Let me do the fan first. I feel like that's better. It's a little bit more optimal. Screwdriver. Crap, it's 3:30. I'm gonna be a little behind. It's the wrong bit. I told you, it's her word now. You can't not think of her when you hear A. Yeah, yeah, she definitely confiscated that junk. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees, and she's from Memphis. Memphis. Maybe listening to music. That accent is interesting. I ain't hating on it. I think it's pretty cool. It reminds me of like a southern Florida accent though, like a little bit. Not a whole lot. There's not much in common, but a little bit. Like if you grew up in South Florida, it kind of has that vibe. Just a tad. What's up with these screws, man? Being jank. It's like the bit needs like a half bit. This has a touch. Yeah, sprinkle. Yes, a very slight seasoning. Like that era growing up in Fort Lauderdale, where people say like "jit" and "I" and you know, just kind of has a similar vibe. All right, fan attached. Let's get the power supply screws in. dash, if you will. A Salt Bay amount. I'm not looking forward to that drive, man. Does anybody else hate driving long distances, or is it just me? You know I do, yeah. I can't stand that junk, man. I'm not looking forward to it. It's to the point, like, it almost makes me just be like, I might have to hit you with the sorry, man. But I ain't gonna do that. I gotta keep my word. But I think about it. I'm not gonna lie. I be thinking about it. I be thinking about it. I ain't gonna front. No cap. If it wasn't because he's my boy, I'd probably be like, yeah, man, I'll have to catch you another time, my G. I like staying home. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's outside anyway? What's really out there? You know what I'm saying? Is it really that necessary? Really? Sound like Riley from the Boondocks. Really? What's this one? I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. It's very tempting. It's very tempting. And it gets worse the more you think about going. Like you think about the drive, and like in my case, I'm bringing stuff, so it's like, and I gotta get gas still. It's like all these layers, man. Facts. You see, I'm not the only one. You know, you just be like, it's like, but I'm already comfortable though. And even though I'm working, I'm mad comfortable right now. Like I'm straight. See, but watch they watch this and be like, oh, see, he didn't really want to go anyway. It's like, that's not it. You don't get it. I do want to go. Deep down, I do. I want to spend time with these people, but it's like, the friction to do that is a bit steep. And then it sets in, and you be so gung ho to like sign yourself up for it. You know, you so gung ho to be like, oh yeah, I'll go, yeah. And then when the time actually comes, you just don't want to do the drive. Yes, man. We need Scotty. Scotty needs to beat me over there, and then I'll be good. But until then, yeah. You're not wrong. It's just the drive, to be honest. I think that's actual factual. Hit the nail on the head right there. 3-3. Excuse me. Nice. Nice and solid. Just get the last few screws in, then we're gonna wrap up for the day. The green ones. Then we got a couple black ones. Yeah, at that time, but then you gave me too much time to think about it. You see? You see? At the moment, you like gung ho, you don't think about it too much, but then the more it sinks in, boy, you just like that drive though. And all the accoutrement, you know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of accoutrement. Yeah, I was ready then, not now, precisely. So I be getting it, man. I understand. I get it, just like everybody else. We all feel the same junk, just at different times. All right, almost done. Let's see. Yeah, this was a quick stream, man. A quick one. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. Am I tripping? Oh, did I swap these around? That's why. Jacking me up, man. The last screw. And we got a couple stickers, and then we're done. Well, we're not done. I like to do a test of like main functionalities, like Wi-Fi, disk drive if it has it, and that's kind of it. HDMI has already been tested. What's this alert for? D-Train has joined the pack, man. Welcome. Welcome to the pack, man. You are joining towards the tail end, but a schedule will be up soon. So I'm gonna start streaming to a schedule instead of just random pop-ins. That way people can expect it, and if there's something they want to see, I'll try to get it out ahead of time. Because, you know, not everybody's interested in every repair. Sometimes they're interested in unique things. But this Xbox Series X, or S, excuse me, just had its HDMI port replaced. So we're going to go over to my testing stand and test it one more time. And we're going to test some more functionality. HDMI cable is in. Yeah, that connection is far more solid than what it was before. Just gonna grab a controller we're gonna use for testing. Alright, got this little blue one here. I need a USB-C cable. And cables I got. I got cables. I got cables. I got. Now that song is gonna be stuck in my head too. Alright, let's connect that. Alright, it is connected. We're gonna go. Oh no, wrong one. Okay, it went to skip by default. Nice. So just as a normal test, I like to test Wi-Fi just to make sure it finds networks. As you can see, I'm doing the shuffle, which means I need to use the restroom. Alright, it's seeing Wi-Fi networks, that is good. And HDMI is obviously working and repaired, so that's also good. I'm going to take one last picture for the invoice I'm going to make for this customer. And we're truly going to call it just like Lord Shaxx in Iron Banner. Excuse me. Nice, man. Nice quick one. You know, I'm kind of glad I hopped on the stream anyway. Kind of wasn't 100% feeling it, but you got to put the work in, man. You got to give people a reason to show up. So you got to show up. It's almost like being a manager at a job. You got to lead by example. All right. Let's see. So. That's interesting. Music cut out a little bit. We got it back though. So this Xbox Series S has just been saved. That HDMI port was clapped. In fact, I can show you guys the original. I still have it. Here it is. Here's the original HDMI port. Thing was cooked, man. Especially on this side of it. It was pretty damaged. So glad we got that fixed. We're gonna transition into another repair another day, but right now this one's done. I have to get going, so I'm gonna end the stream right here. This was a short one today for a Saturday. I think I might stream tomorrow. I usually don't on Sundays, but I might do a surprise stream just to play some games, just to see how that vibe is. It'll be my first time gaming on stream, so that'll be cool. Might just play some D2 with the crew, my normals, my regulars. But alright, everyone, thank you for being here. I appreciate it as always. It's always nice to have people here. Hey, thank you, Rich. He calls me El Jefe. He has other names for me too. But I'm glad you were here, Richie, and thank you so much for, kicking off the hype train and working towards those goals. I'm always super appreciative of what you do. So thank you. But alright, see you guys next time. Peace.